In Kamala's campaign this week, there was the much vaunted CNN interview. We'll look at a clip of it and talk about it, as well as a lot of the hype around it.
You have been vice president for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
The steps that you're talking about now, why haven't you done them already?
Well, first of all, we had to recover as an economy, and we have done that. I'm very proud of the work that we have done that has brought inflation down to less than 3%. The work that we have done to cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. Donald Trump said he was going to do a number of things, including allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices. Never happened. We did it. So now, as I travel in the state of Georgia and around our country, the number of seniors that have benefited. I was in Nevada recently, a grandmother who showed me her receipts. And before we capped the cost of insulin for seniors at $35 a month, she was paying hundreds of dollars, up to thousands of dollars a month for her insulin. She's not doing that any longer.
You maintain Bidenomics is a success.
I maintain that when we do the work of bringing down prescription medication for the American people, including capping the cost of the annual cost of prescription medication for seniors at $2,000, when we do what we did in the first year of being in office to extend the child tax credit so that we cut child poverty in America by over 50%, when we do what we have done to invest in the American people and bringing manufacturing back to the United States so that we created over 800,000 new manufacturing jobs, bringing business back to America, what we have done to improve the supply chain so we're not relying on foreign governments to supply American families with their basic needs, I'll say that that's good work. There's more to do, but that's good work.
It's interesting to hear those questions and hear those answers and to compare that to the questions that Donald Trump has asked, and the responses that Donald Trump gives, in terms of you certainly see it obviously with, in every situation where he's ever called to task or anything, his response, beyond even the defensive qualities that he always, immediately trots out, there's never any real substance to them, at all.
The problem is, though, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
They are so good at understanding that if they tell the same thing enough times, that people are going to believe it.
That's what his press secretary said. It doesn't matter. If you just repeated it enough, they'll believe it. A lot of the hype going into this interview is that she hadn't spoken to the press enough in sit-down interviews, and she was actually relying on social media influencers to show.
I remember them giving her a hard time about having to have, the vice president or the,
the nominee,
the nominee vice.
These are some of the headlines right here. VP Harris mocked for being too scared to do interview without Walz. She simply cannot be left unattended. Huckabee Sanders blasts Harris for doing joint interview with Walz. Can't do it by herself. Harris should fly solo in her first big interview. She shouldn't need a co-pilot. Stefanik. Kamala Harris's joint interview is offensive to women.
There's lots of precedents for doing an interview with your VP pick.
Yeah, there's Mitt Romney, there's Paul Ryan, there's Trump, there's Mike Pence, there's Biden and Obama, there's Biden and Kamala. Meghan McCain, always one to have her opinions known, said, "I don't know if Democrats fully realize how damaging the image of the possible first woman president being incapable of giving an interview alone without the presence of a man to help her is." And Brian Tyler Cohen responded, "Okay, Meghan," with a picture of John McCain and Sarah Palin doing their joint interview. The hypocrisy is always an afterthought.
Whatever works for them at the present time is what they go for.